ask a question so that I take you through. There we are good to go. So let's try this question. I don't know if we did that question the other time. So they give us uh, using completing of squares. So sometimes the question will give you the exact topic, the exact format they want you to use. So they'll say using completing of squares. So if they say using completing of squares, then we are going to use the completing of squares method. Factorization, you can use factorization method. Factorization, you all know factorization that as well. So using completing the square method, solve correct to two decimal place. The the equation. So this is the equation they give us: 3y squared minus 5y plus 2 is equal to 0. So when given this, can we do it? So the first thing we said was that you're going to look at the y squared or the x squared. You know, this they are y, so we can solve it like if it was to be x. You solve it, you use the same format. So you are going to look at the y squared. The coefficient of y squared, is it 1? No. No, it's not 1. It is 3. So we want to make sure that it is only 1. So what we can first do is divide through by 3. So when divide through by 3, we are going to get y squared minus 5 all over 3y plus 2 all over 3 is equal to 0. Then the next thing we can do is we can decide to take away this and bring it to the right hand side. So we can get a record. So we can get y squared minus 5 all over 3y is equal to minus 2 all over 3. And we said the next thing we are going to do is we are going to divide the coefficient of y by 2. So when we divide this by 2, we are going to get negative 5 all over 6. So dividing by 2, we are going to get negative 5 all over 6. And we are going to add it to this and add it to this one on both sides. So what we are going to do is we are going to get, when we divide this into 2, we are going to get negative 5 all over 6. So we are going to get y squared minus 5 all over 3 and 5 all over 3. We are going to add the whole of this plus y. So plus into bracket minus 5 all over 6. The square root of that. So the square of that, sorry, all over 6 is equal to, we are going to add the whole of this 2 by this. And so minus 2 all over 3 plus into bracket minus 5 all over 6 squared. Please, I hope you all get it to this point. Michelle, please, you get it to this point.
Yes, sir.
Ruben, do you also get it to this point?
Yes, sir.
Good. So yeah, we are going to get y squared minus 5 all over 3 y plus plus minus 5. We can decide to do the multiplication, or we can decide to leave it like that. 5 all over 6 all squared. This will be equal to, this squared will be 25 all over 36. Positive 25 all over 6, because all over 36 minus 2 all over 3. Or when this becomes positive, that will be negative this plus this, or it can be this minus this. It's the same thing. Now when we get here, then we can uh, now when we get here, we know that this is the same as y minus 5 all over 6 all into bracket squared. all into bracket squared is equal to 25 all over 36 minus 2 all over 3 will give us 1 all over 36. You can use your calculator. 1 all over 36. We have this. So when we finish, we want this to stand on its own. So we are taking away the square. So when we are taking away the square, we have to root this one. We are going to get y minus 5 all over 6 is equal to root of 1 all over 36. 1 all over 36. Root of 1 all over 36. So we are going to get root 1 all over 36 is what? So we are going to get y minus 5 all over 6 is equal to, because this is root, it will be, the answer will be plus or minus. So plus or minus 1 all over 6. 1 all over 6. So this one will be root 1 all over root 36. Root 1 is 1 all over 36. Root 36 is 6. So it will be plus or minus this thing. And you know, the y value should be 2. So it's either when we bring this one here, we come and add it to this, or when we bring this one, we're going to subtract. That's what it means. So the first y will be equal to, we can name it y1 will be equal to, when we bring this one here, it will be positive 5 all over 6. So 5 all over 6. Then we can pick any of the signs, plus 1 all over 6. That will be our first answer, the first y. Then the second y, if it was to be x, the first x, the second x, will be equal to, when we bring this one here, we come and pick the minus. So that will be 5 all over 6 minus 1 all over 6 y squared. So we can write the answers for ourselves. You can write the answers for ourselves. The first one, 5 all over 6 plus 1 all over 6 is 1. And this one will be equal to, the y2 will be equal to, the y2 will be equal to 2 all over 3. 2 all over 3. You can leave it in decimal, which is 0.6 something, 0.67. So these are roots. The root of the equation, this. There's it. This is the first one. So x is equal to this. X is equal to y is equal to 1. Y is equal to this. So these are the values. Please, do we get it now? Do we all get it? Michelle, please, do you get it?
Yes, sir.
Michelle, do you get it? Michelle. Michelle, do you get it? Michelle. 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 Her network. Oh. I hope Ruby, you get it.
Sir.
I hope you get it. Okay. So I want to erase it. Can I erase it? Are you done copying?
Last week you gave it to me to solve it, and
Oh,
I
okay.
solved it.
I forgot. Now I'm growing. I'm growing old, so I easily forget things. Uh, I'm coming. I want to see if Michelle will join again. Okay, so now so using the, what do you call it, the almighty formula, you are first of all going to, the general formula for a quadratic equation is given by ax squared plus bx, you know that, plus bx plus c is equal to 0. Ruben, I hope you know that. That's the general formula we use, or the general form of a quadratic equation. The general form. That's how a quadratic equation generally looks like. So where we know that the a, b, c, they are all constants, but a is not 0, please. And then we are going to use a completing of squares to obtain a formula that we are going to use. That we wouldn't have to go through the whole completing of squares. This thing we can, when we just insert in the formula, when we just use the formula, we can just go away. So we are going to use a completing of squares here. So under completing of squares, we say that we want x to stand on its own. So letting x to stand on its own, it means that we are going to get something like this. We're going to get something like this. So we are going to divide through by a. So x squared plus, that will be b all over a. That will be all over ax plus c all over a is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. So that's what you are going to get. Now, when we get here, we can decide, you using completion because you bring this one here. So here, this one that will become negative. We are going to get s squared plus b all over a plus b all over a squared is equal to minus c all over a. Do you agree? Now, the next thing we are going to do is we are going to divide this one by 2. We are going to divide this side by 2. This by 2. So when we divide this by 2, we are going to get b all over 2a. b all over 2a. So we are going to all into bracket squared. All into bracket squared. So we are either going to add this to this or add this to this. So we are going to get, I'm saying something. I'm coming. So we are going to get x squared plus bax plus, here will be ba all over 2a. 2a into bracket x squared is equal to minus c all over a plus b all over 2a all squared. I hope you get it to this point. Now, the whole of this is the same as s squared plus b all over 2a. b all over 2a squared, which is equal to, which will be equal to, when we expand this, we are going to get b squared all over 4a, b squared all over 4a minus c all over a. Please, do you get it to that? Do you get it from that point? Robin, do you get it to this
Yes,
point?
sir.
They are just using a completing of squares format. So we want to make x, what do you call it? Oh, I was supposed to erase this. So we have this. We want to make x the subject. So we can say x is equal to, so we're going to get x plus ba all over 2a can be equal to, when we take away the square, we have to come and root the whole of this. So it will be equal to root of this. And root of this will be equal to, when we find the LCM of this, we are going to get b squared. I'm going to get b squared minus 4ac 4ac all over 4a squared. When we take out the LCM, you know, there's mass. So that is what we are going to get. All this in root. Now, x plus b all over 2a. So it will be equal to the root is affecting it, but root 4 is what? Root 4a squared will be 2a. I hope you agree with that. So we are going to get the whole of the root b squared minus, the answer will be plus or minus b squared minus 4a ac all over 2a. That's what we are going to get. Now, x will be equal to, x now will be equal to, this will come here, so it will be minus b all over 2a plus or minus b minus 4a. So there's it. So this will be the general formula. You see, this looks like, so let's we call it the almighty formula. Some people call it the almighty formula. So this, we can rewrite this one since the denominator and the denominators are the same. We can write, I'm coming. We can get x is equal to minus b all over 2a plus, sorry, plus or minus So Ruben, talk to me.
Please, I don't understand the right side of the down part where x plus 5, no, plus b all over 2a all squared is equal to b squared all over 4a minus c all over a. I don't understand how you got it, because when I did the the mathematically I have
I don't get what side? What side?
all over 4a.
Is it this one?
I did not get
Is it
4a
this? Is it this? Is it this you are talking about? Here, is it here?
the pointer.
Is it here?
So no, the down before that one.
Is it here? Here.
This is what I
Is it
yes.
here?
I don't understand this one.
Oh, when you square
Yes.
the whole of this, what will you get? This will be b squared all over 4a squared. Sorry, that will be squared. Sorry, 4a squared. B, when you square this will be b squared all over 4a squared. Do you get it? Do you get the math?
That's why.
So
Yes.
squared. So now you get it now.
Yes.
So
Mm.
so we are going to use the same principle. So I'm going to show you how you are going to locate the b when you are given a question. Then you just factor this into this equation. Then you are just good to go. Without you having to go through the whole of this formula, the whole of this. This is we use completing of squares to arrive at this formula. So we are going to anytime you are given the work, you just have to write this formula. Then you are good to go. You can write it. I saw Michelle enter, but she's gone again. Let me see if she can come back so that I take it through them. We try some of the questions and how best we can use the formula to do it. Are you asking a question? If you want to ask a question, ask. Okay. When I'm done writing, let me know. It's not working on. Oh.
Please, I'm done.
Good, good. Oh. So, am I recording? Your hand is still up. So this is it. So x will be equal to negative b plus minus this. So let me just try and clean some portion of it so that we can.
Say.
Yeah, stuck.
I don't know if you question.
You forgotten the question. Talk. I can't.
Yes, sir.
You forgotten the question.
Hey, now I remember. There's one. Say, in solving the quadratics, one method I want to get. I've gotten the almighty formula, and that one. I want to get the using the factorization method.
Okay, so I'll take you through the factorization.
That one I've tried.
Yeah, I'll take. You don't know how to factorize when you're giving this. Something like you don't know how to factorize. Don't you know how to factorize when you're giving something like this? We'll go through. Let's do the quadratic. When I finish, you take some. Let me see if I can get some questions. So when you have, so already you know this, already you've been solving it. So if you have 3x squared minus 4x minus 2 is equal to 0. When you compare this to this, c will be equal to negative 2. You know that. When you compare this to this, b will be equal to negative 4. B will equal to negative 4. B will equal to negative 4. Then A will be equal to 3. Have you seen it? So that's all you have. So now when you just can put it into this equation. You know B is negative 4. So your first x will be equal to, you can decide to first use plus or minus, anyone which will go for you. So minus b, yeah, this is minus, so minus 4 will be plus, so that'll be 4. Let's use the positive first. 4 plus root of b squared is what? 16. This negative, squared of 4 will be this in 16, so 16 minus 4 times a is what? A is 3, so a into bracket 3, and c is negative 2, so c is negative 2 all over 2 into bracket negative 2. So you can use your mass. So this will be equal to 4. This will be equal to uh,
Times 3.
you said
2 times 3.
your answer is what? What do you get? So
Times 3, not 2 times negative 2. A is 3.
okay. Oh, sorry. So a will be 3, positive 3. So I'm going to get 4 into brackets. There will be 16. 16 minus this will be 6. 3 by this will be 6. Hey, am I correct? So negative 4. Negative 4 times 6. Negative 4 times negative 6.
Negative 6.
He said that's negative 4 times negative 6. That'll give you 24. So 16 plus 24. So this will be 16 plus 24 all over 6. All over 6. So you can use your calculator to do this. X will give you 1.7. X will give you 1.772. Then you can also use that for, you can also use the negative. It makes the list is your x1. X2, you can use that of the negative. So the x2, let me erase here. So x2 will be equal to x2. Then now you come and pick the negative. So x will be equal to, next time it will still be negative, it will still be positive 4. Will still be positive, but then the answer will be, this will be negative root of 16. You can start from 16 plus 24. Plus 24 all over 6. The next one, your answer will be negative. So your answer will be negative 0.3. 0.38. 3874. You get it?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now let me give you some work so that you do for me. Finish writing. I'll put it right away for Michelle. I'll put it right away for Michelle. Give me the lesson. So we'll go through this thing.
I'll finish right.
Okay. So let me give you some work to try. That'll be assignments. The first one is 5x squared minus 13x plus 6 is equal to 0. So the factorization, next time you take our time and go through all the various factorization formats, so that when you get any question about factorization, you can do that one. If you want to use the factor, because the factorization you want to is very simple. If you can do it, it will be very simple. Getting the roots, the x numbers you get, we call them roots. We got 0. You can also do 12x squared minus 25x plus 12. You do it and send it to me. Plus 12 is equal to 0. I don't write him.
Sir. Sir, please,
Is it? I
sir,
done
please,
right.
I'm done.
Okay, so that is it. So you do it
Yes.
and send it to me. Okay. You so next time you go through. You said you
Okay.
want us to do the factorization throughout. The factorization on. So next time you do the factorization on before you continue with the symmetric properties of quadratic equations.
Okay.
But have a nice day.
Bye.
Alright. I'll post it right now, so just take note.